Merhabalar sevgili dostlar, BÖLÜM kanalına ve Hogwartslegacy'ye hoş geldiniz. İkinci bölümle birlikteyiz. İlk bölümde Hogwarts'a giriş gibi oldu biraz. Küçük büyüler öğrendik, Revelio'yu öğrendik, Lumos'u öğrendik. Sersemletmeyi öğrendik, Protecto'yu öğrendik, koruma büyüsünü öğrendik ve nasıl büyü öğrenebileceğimizi de öğrendik. Ve zorlu yollardan geçtik Profesör Fig'le beraber. Ranrock'la karşılaştık ve sonunda başımıza bir iş açmadan, daha ne açacağız bilmiyorum ama Hogwarts'a geldik. Bir elma daha yiyeyim şurada. Biraz... Ve ortak salonumuzu bulacağız. Bu ne? Ev sandığı, yerleşim. Yine mi elma yiyoruz ya? Bakalım bu dostlar.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
Lenora Everley.
Oh, hello.
Kar baykuşu.
She's awfully regal, isn't she?
Is that your owl?
I don't know who she is. Likely one of the Hufflepuffs around here. Owls choose their own company anyway. Wait, you're the new 5th year. Quite the dramatic entrance you made. Can't imagine wanting to call attention to yourself, especially since everyone will be watching to see how much you already know.
Sorun değil. Endişeli değilim.
I'm really not worried. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Nevertheless, it is rather unusual. You must feel terribly out of place. Of course, presumably, as a hard-working Hufflepuff, you'll prove yourself in no time. I'm hard-working too, as you might suspect. But sometimes I think I should have been a Ravenclaw. I've rather a searing wit. At least people have always told me so. I'm Lenora, by the way. Lenora Everly. Well, mustn't keep you.
Bu dostları not almalı mı bilmiyorum. Tanıştığımıza memnun oldum. Ravenclaw olman gerektiğini mi düşünüyorsun diye konuşmaya devam edelim.
Do you really think you should have been in Ravenclaw?
Well, my brothers were. They both work in the ministry now. I suppose you could say that wit runs in the family. My aunt was a Gryffindor, though, and I've always had plenty in common with her. Determination, valor, daring. The old sorting hat was spoiled for choice with me.
Tanıştığımıza memnun oldum.
It was nice
Lenora.
meeting you, Lenora.
Of course. Adieu.
Elma yemeyeceğim artık ya. Hayalet profesör müydü şu? Yok değil.
What's this?
Şu arkadaşla Adelaide'la konuşalım.
Oh, Uncle, this doesn't sound like you. Something's wrong. Oh, hello there. You're
Merhaba.
the new Hufflepuff, yes? I'm Adelaide. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I'm just a bit distracted. Letter from my uncle.
Hayırdır?
So tell me, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors. Were you really nearly gobbled
Hem
up
de
by a
ne diyorsun
dragon?
ya? Vallahi sorma hocam. Evet
That
diyelim.
one is true. Not the typical start to a new school.
That's dreadful. Well, I'm glad you made it here alive.
Sen mi ben mi hocam?
Well, anyway, I imagine you have lots to do. I hope you have a wonderful first day.
Amcan iyi mi diye soralım.
Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
Oh, yes. He travels for work, always busy. I'm sure he just wrote it in a rush. Nothing to worry about.
İyi öyle diyorsan,
Adelaide.
söylemeyeceksen söyleme.
Be seeing you.
Of course. And good luck.
Gracias. Amiga.
Arthur's got you. It's all right. You don't need to be frightened, little cat.
Arthur.
I can't quite reach.
Come on, you went that way.
Hope they can catch him. Big castle for a student to get lost in, let alone a cat. I'm sure you'll find your way all right. I mean, it can be a bit overwhelming at first. I still get lost sometimes. Welcome to Hufflepuff, by the way. Really glad to have you in our house. I'm Arthur.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Was that your cat?
No, one of the first years, I think. Don't have any pets of my own, unfortunately. My mother doesn't think too highly of them, especially magical ones.
Annenle aynı fikirdeyim. Utanç. Ne yazık demek istiyor. Utanç değil de.
I'm sorry to hear that. I think
Hufflepuff'lar
magical
biraz
beasts are rather incredible.
Best thing
hayvanları
about coming to
seviyorlar.
Hogwarts. Nifflers, glumbumbles, bowtruckles. I thought they were only pictures in books before. Well, Dad did bring home a puffskein once. Mum was furious. Anyway, I better go make sure the first years caught that cat. Don't want them to be late on their first day.
Hiç evcil hayvan oldu bunu sorayım ya.
Have you ever had a pet, Arthur?
No. My mother's a muggle.
Annesi
and as soon as the
muggle'mış.
puffskein that my dad brought home stuck its tongue up her nose, it went right back to the shop.
İyi şanslar Arthur. Kendine
Nice
bak.
meeting you, Arthur. And good luck finding that cat.
Thank you. Try not to get
Ya
lost
çabuk
in the
arkadaş
castle
edinecek
yourself.
gibiyiz.
Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room.
I've yet to understand how one is expected to be
Hocam
Good
geldim.
morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and
O
not
iş bende
fall
hocam.
behind.
Çok çalışacağım.
Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls.
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Öyle diyorsan hocam öyledir. Weasley'lere her zaman güvenirim.
Here you are.
Bir büyücünün eli kitabım bu ne?
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable
Tamam hocam,
resource.
kitap iyidir. Her şeyi de öğrendik.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test.
Peki hocam. Koşabiliyor muyuz hocam?
This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Burada bir şey oldu hocam.
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up.
Geliyorum, sen rahat ol. Ben seni bırakır mıyım? Her yerde de elma var. Bu ne?
Simply cast Revelio on it and we'll see what the guide says.
Revelio.
Anam! Helga Hufflepuff'un orijinal kreasyonlarından bazılarını içerdiği rivayet edilen bu kitapta Hogwarts öğrencilerinin yüzyıllardır en sevdiği tariflerden oluşan bir koleksiyona sahiptir. Salamura, zeplin, erik gibi bazı yemekler büyük olasılıkla kazanılmış bir tattır. Az önce bir sağ rehberi challenge'ın kilidini açtınız. Meydan okumaları tamamlama yönündeki ilerlemeniz burada görülür. Sağ rehberi meydan okumaları deneyim puanı veya XP kazanmanın tek yoluymuş. Escape ile açık alan kılavuzuna gidebiliyormuşuz. Bu senin büyücülük seviyen. Seviye 1. Zorluklardan kazanılan XP'yi seviyenizi ve gücünüzü artırır. Devam et. Sağ rehberiniz mevcut meydan okuma ilerlemenizi izler. Devam etmek için meydan okumalar menüsünü seçin. Seçmem gerekiyor. Tamam. İlk kılavuz sayfanı toplamak yeni bir mücadele kategorisinin kilidini açtı. Maceran boyunca kilidini açacağın yeni meydan okumalar burada görünecek. Devam etmek için sağ rehberi sayfalarını seçebilirmişim. Yani bunları seçemiyorum. Şunu seçeceğim. Hogwarts 2 saha rehberi sayfası toplayın. Teçhizat görünümü ödülü. Hogwarts kıyafet gözlükleri. Takmam ne olsun. Her meydan okumanın aşamaları vardır. Görünüşlerden kritik yükseltmelere kadar tamamladığınız her aşamada özel ödüllerin kilidi açılır diyor. Ödüller meydan okumalar menüsünden talep edilmelidir. Kilidini açtığınız ödülleri toplamak için sık sık geri gelin diyor.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
İkide bir basayım mı hocam o zaman? Rulo diyor.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Bir Flue Flames. Hızlı seyahat noktası keşfetmişim. Keşfedilen herhangi bir Flue Flames'e hızlı seyahat etmek için istediğiniz zaman haritayı açabilirmişiz. Aç bakayım map. Şuralara ben yazayım da saha rehberi diyeyim şuraya. Notlarımı alayım. Hogwarts 2 ana bölgeye ayrılmış. Haritanın sol tarafı öğrencilerin ve profesörlerin yaşadığı yerdir. Ve evin ortak salonlarını ve büyük salonu içerirmiş. Büyük salon bölgesini seç. Şunu diyor. Sadece onu şu an seçebiliyorum. Bu görünümde o bölgede mevcut olan Flue Flames'i görebilirsiniz. Green Flue Flames kendi evinizin ortak odası da dahil olmak üzere keşfettiğiniz alevleri temsil eder. Green Flue Flames keşfedilmemiş alevlerin yerini gösterir. Bu yeşili bulduğumuz için şu an o yanıyor. Tamam. Anlaşıldı kaptan. Haritanın sağ tarafı astronomi kulesi, kütüphane ve seralar gibi akademik ilgi noktalarını bulacağımız yermiş. Devam etmek için kütüphane ek bölgesini seçiyoruz. Şu. Profesör Weasley sizin için merkez salon Flue Flames kilidini açtı. Haritayı döndürmek için şöyle hızlı seyahati kullanın. Ben şimdi buraya mı gideyim hocam? Map'le hızlı seyahat edebiliyoruz.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost
Revelio.
anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Hocam burada bir şey var. Bak açtım. Hocam açtım ben onu az önce.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Sharp caught me making faces behind his back.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Hogsmeade nedir diye soralım.
You mentioned
O
Hogsmeade,
gördüğümüz
Professor.
sandık büyük ihtimalle.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade.
Başka
You
bir
will
şey.
also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Karanlık sanatlara karşı savunma tam olarak nedir
Can
diye
you tell
soralım.
me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of
Güzel
Defense
açıkladın ha.
Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become Aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
Profesör Hackett. Karanlık sanatlara karşı savunma
What will I learn
hocasıymış.
in charms class?
Exactly
Tılsımda
what
neler
you
var?
might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a
Profesör Ronan.
clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Vallahi sağ ol
Thank you,
hocam.
Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Hikayede bir eşya arama ve şatoya uzun bir yolculuktan daha fazlası olduğu yönünde. Aslında
We
var.
did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now.
Geldi işte
Speak of
adamım.
the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to
Dünyayı bu
Hogwarts,
Weasley'ler
and you
yönetsin
chose
ya.
to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you.
Şeker Hoca ya. Şeker Hoca, Bal Hoca,
Good luck.
Profesör
today.
Fig Hoca.
And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Tamam
Yes,
hocam.
Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Hocam, konuşalım mı?
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring
Ağzımdan
ruins?
kaçırdım be hocam. Umarım fazla
She caught me off
konuşmamışımdır.
guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to
Kesinlikle
be
hocam.
well trained.
Yetenek
Happily, you have
ama
the benefit of an exceptionally
tabii ki önemli
skilled
ama
team of witches
çalışmak
and
da önemli.
wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Açayım bakayım hocam, nasıl bir şeymiş o? Ana görevleri temsil ediyor. Ana görevler tamam. Tamamlamak hikayeyi ilerletecek. Yeni özelliklerin kilidini açacak ve XP kazandıracak. Tamam, bu zaten olan bir şey. Bazı görevler büyü ve ya da seviye gereksinimlerine göre kilitlenir. Bu durumda kilit işareti çıkıyormuş. Tamam, gerekli büyü sahip olmam gerekiyormuş. Yeni büyüler profesör ödevlerini tamamlayarak veya arayış ödülleriyle geliyormuş. Karanlık sanatlara karşı savunma sınıfına, nazarlık sınıfına yani tılsım sınıfına gideceğiz. Bunlardan birini de yapabiliriz. Şimdi seçmek zorunda mıyım? Şimdi şu şey geliyor. Karanlık sanatları öğrenelim mi önce? Leviosa büyüsünü öğrenelim ha. Akıyor, bir nesneyi kendimize doğru çekmeye yarıyordu. Şu Leviosa'yı öğrenelim. Ha, şöyle yapıyoruz.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach
Ollivander
out when I have
asacı
more
olması lazım. Öyle
information
hatırlıyorum
about
ismini
our
ama
mysterious locket.
emin değilim.
For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Hogwarts must have hundreds of owls in the owlery.
Büyülü pusulayı kullanın. Ha, çok iyi ya. Çok iyi. Şimdi görevlerim var. Envanterimde ne var? Şimdilik bir şeyim yok. Şu ne? Büyülü özelliğim yokmuş takarsam. Satarım o zaman. Niye takayım? Ha, şeylerde mi? Acaba bunları mı giyeceğiz? Maske. Ha, bu gözlük şeyi. Bunları satarız hocam biz. Bunlar sivil kıyafetlerimiz olabilir. Aynen, bunlar bizim göreceğiz.
My father will be worrying.
Şurada bir şey var mı hocam?
Revelio. Off on another adventure, are we?
Ya yapıyorsun bu sporu. Smarmy Gregory heykeli. Sevecen bir sırtlanışla bu heykel içiciyi onları iksiri veren kişinin en iyi arkadaşları olduğuna inandıran bir iksir olan Gregory's Anctus Anction'ı icat etmesiyle ünlü olan ortaçağ büyücüsü Gregory the Smarmy'yi tasvir ediyormuş. Şu dostumuz. Bu ne? Açamıyoruz. Bunları mı tamamlamamız gerekiyor? Şöyle
Revelio.
Revelio diyelim. Şurada yılan parlıyor. Yılanı seçemiyor muyum ya? Ha dur, burada bir matematik işlemi var gibi. 11, 21 ortada. Ne acaba bu? İlginç. Çok garip ha. Kafayı takmış durumdayım ama neyse, sonra çözeceğiz bu işi.
Revelio.
Bu işi çözeceğiz hocam. Oradaki sandıklar benden kaçamaz. Hocam buradan mı? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim ha. Hey. Büyüm bana çarpıyor dostum.
Revelio.
Vallahi bu bölüm, oyun gerçekten
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I've mostly included.
hey. Sen şeyin kedisi misin?
Revelio.
Ha, ya evet evet. Ha, bir tane daha. Sevelim sen, seni de sevelim. Ne olacak? Cansınız be siz. Hah. Şuradan. Ejder Çeşmesi. Başkalaşım avlusundaki bu fıskiyenin tepesinde ejdere benzer ve öğrencilerin bir araya gelmesi için rahatlatıcı bir yer görevi görür. Muhtemelen Sir Cadogan'ın tarafından başlatılan aksi yöndeki söylentilere rağmen bu kesinlikle canlı şövalye tarafından kendisine rağmen katledilen Ivy V ejderi anlamına gelmez diyor. 2 oldum ha. Şöyle de açalım.
What are you up to now?
Hey! Seninle konuşmak istiyorum.
It's always frown. He should burn the castle down. Nice and warm.
That youngun's now a teacher herself. It's a wonder she's not gobbled up by her own fanged geranium. Fills our stone
Bu neymiş? İlyus'un tablosu. Bu tablo tüm köyünü ruh emiciler ordusundan ve kara büyücü Raxidyan'ın bir fare patronusu yaratarak ünlü bir şekilde kurtaran genç yetim büyücü İlyus'u tasvir ediyormuş.
Such arrogance.
Hocam iyisin değil mi? Bak acayip acayip gülüyorsun ha.
Revelio.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Buralarda bir şey var. Oraya sonra bakacağız. Hey.
Revelio.
Bu da gayet bir şeye benziyordu ama. Şurayı da açalım.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flue powder.
Evet. Aa, sersemlet yaptı.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now,
Leviosa bir
you may be
şeyleri
asking
sabit tutmak
yourself
için mi
how an
acaba?
old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Ben öğrenebilir miyim hocam? Öğrenmeye açığım. Oo. Hocam çözdüm hocam ben. Bir iki sallayabilir miyim hocam?
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Ben mi çakacağım hocam? Yapayım mı hocam?
Let us begin with a basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast.
Şu.
Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak...
Levioso!
Good. Well done. Well done.
İyi miyim hocam? Çözdün mü?
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Levioso, Protego.
This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
If only all of my students were this adept.
Stupefier.
Sersemlet.
Levioso.
I do enjoy lively duel. Watch your opponent for signs to attack or
Yerde kal
defend
seni.
yourself.
Siliterin misin nesin? Göremedim de ne olduğunu.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Sebastian Salov.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Hufflepuff.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things
Ya o
from
kadar
you.
da şey yapmayalım hemen.
I
Beklenti
demand
yükseltmeyelim hocam.
excellence from my students.
Zamana
They
bırakalım
are
ha.
capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Her zaman hocam. Sağ ol inşallah sen.
All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is
Rebellion.
dismissed.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you.
You drilled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Teşekkürler canım.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Seninle konuşmam mı
Nice
gerekiyor?
work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
Siliterin
It was
evet.
certainly good practice.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
Ya işte. Asa Savaşı'ndan nasibimi aldım. Kullandık mı biz? Kullandık ya ama şey yapalım.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling
Yeraltı savaşı
organization.
gibiyim kanki. Kulağa ilginç geliyor diyeyim.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested.
Saat Kulesi.
Revelio.
Şimdi Tılsımlar sınıfına gideceğiz.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Dostum bir saniye izin ver. Dersten derse koşuyorum, görüyor musun? Aha, bir şey gördüm. Aguri iskeleti. Bu bir İrlandalı anka kuşu veya Aguri'nin iskeletidir. Yağmurun geleceğini tahmin edebilen ve bir zamanlar kederli çığlığının ölümü önceden haber verdiğine inanılan son derece utangaç bir kuşmuş bu. Tecrübe puanını kaptık.
Revelio.
Bu neymiş? Belki buna da gösterir bir şey. Böyle sık sık o zaman Revelio büyüsünü yapacağız. Şu T neymiş diye. Ha, bu şey, burada büyüleri sıralayacağız. Kesin burada da var. Ya sevemeyeceğim artık seni dostum ya. Vallahi çok sevdim. Şurayı açalım. Tılsım sınıfına gideceğiz. Ne oluyor? Kaçırdım seni.
Revelio.
Çok iyi yapmışlar ya. Gerçekten çok iyi yapmışlar. Ha, bu ne? Yapma hocam. Hocam yetişiyorum, bir saniye. Yok, yazılmamam lazım.
Revelio.
Ya buna nasıl koymazsınız şey? Evet, tılsım dersi. Profesör Ronan mıydı? Ronan mıydı? Ronan mıydı? Neydi?
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Natsai.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Ronan.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art
Hint
of
ya,
charm
kesin.
work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of
Renk
the
değiştirme ve
color
büyüme
change
büyüleri arasındaki
and
fark.
growth charms? Anyone? Anyone?
Hocam ben yeni öğrenciyim.
I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
Akıyor değil mi hocam?
Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Tamam, değişeceğiz yani. Yani şey yapacağız, çağıracağız. Akıyor, vallahi bilmişim. Büyü öğrenmek için tam aynı şey. Bu sefer buradan gideceğiz. Akıyor'yu da öğrendik.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember,
Kesinlikle hocam.
potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Hoşça kal hocam. Çok tatlısın ha. Beraber mi çıkıyoruz acaba?
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Ne yapıyorsun hocam?
So why don't we have our newest students start us off?
Nasıl yapacağım hocam? Bir sen yapaydın, bana bir göstereydin.
Very simply,
Çağırma büyüsü
cast
hedefi
Accio on
kullanan
one of
kişiye
the
doğru
spheres
çeker. Tamam.
and
Kullanmak
relinquish
için
your
hedefi
charm at the
yani
last
şöyle.
possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles
Şimdi
out,
şöyle mi
you are
yapıyoruz?
summoning them toward you. Splendid! Happens to the best of us.
Ha, hocam tamam, çözdüm.
That's it! Don't lose your composure. Very good.
İyi mi hocam? İyi puan aldım bence, 40.
Very good. Points to Hufflepuff. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Yapalım.
You'll be the
Natsa
blues
aynı
just
sırası.
as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Hanımefendi buyurun.
Be sharp.
Wow.
That is how it's done.
Şu köşedekini almak istiyorum ama. Şununla yapıyoruz.
Exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
Ops.
Stay focused.
Here we go.
Hatun taş yalnız ha. Bu sefer yapacağım hocam.
Ah, you almost had it. Let us see this.
Ben anladım ya, ama yeni anladım. Dur.
There we go.
Şöyle.
Accio.
Yeni anladım ya. Ben şeyi bırakmak zorundayız.
Excellent control there.
Tekrar oynayabilir miyim hocam?
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Ne yaptın hocam? Göremedik.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need
Hocam
it.
çekileyim mi önünden?
This round settles it all.
Be sharp.
Tatlısın bebeğim.
Yes!
Accio.
Hadi be. Olsun, öğrendik. Hey. Sıfır mı oldu?
Watch this.
Kız çok iyi. Geliyor hocam. İzle.
Accio.
O bebeğim.
That's it.
Hata yap.
Let us see this. There we go.
50 alırsam. Hadi.
I will get you back for that.
Sebastian.
Very good, both of you.
Teşekkür
Well
ederim
done.
canım hocam. Eğlendim. Akıyor. Güzel.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated
Olur
you.
öyle şeyler be.
Took me weeks to become
Önemli olan
proficient
yarışmak.
with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
Bana yardımcı olacakmış.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Uganda da sihir aynı mı diye
This
soruyorum.
may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
Bu inanılmaz.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Is
Biraz
Wagadu a
muhabbet
castle
edelim.
like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything. at all.
Gryffindor bu
And then it
arkadaş.
just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
Ne kadar büyük.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts.
Ya tabii nerede
I think
olduğun değil,
Professor
nerede
Ronen
doyduğun
wants to
önemli
talk
değil
to
mi?
you.
Onay.
Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans.
A word, if you...
Professor Ronen reminds me of my grandfather.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian. You know it won't...
Revelio.
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that, cutlery flying everywhere.
Vallahi
Quite
haklısın.
unsafe, really.
Hocam, beni görmek istemişsin.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived
Sevdim.
up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to
Tamam.
hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Her zaman hocam. Tahta silinecek falan ne derseniz
Revelio.
ben buradayım. Nazarlık sınıfını. Bu ne? Şimdi Escape'le bir bakalım. Seviyemiz 3 oldu. Görevimiz şu an yok. Çapraz asalar. Neymiş bu? Lucan Brattleby neyse ile gizli düello kulübü hakkında konuşmalıyım. Tamam. Bunlarda bir şey yok. Meydan okumalarda durum. Bunları toplayacağız. Tamam. Görevlerde durum. Bunu tamamlamışız. Ha, ödül talebi diyor. Bunları talep edebiliyorum. Güzel güzel güzel. Dur. Ödül talebi. Ama giymeyeyim ha. Şöyle bakayım. Ha, yok. Neyse bakarız bakalım. Daha bulacağız. Çözeceğiz olayı, tamam. Nereden gideyim Can? Şu anda bir şey izlemiyorsunuz diyor.
Hello there.
Revelio.
You're the new student, aren't you?
Samantha Dale.
Hello. You wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about.
Sağ ol
Hope
ya.
your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
Bunu söylemen çok nazik. Bu ben kibirli olmadığım
I've
için
been fortunate.
kendi karakterim
Begins
doğrultusunda
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronen.
Map'te ne var? Yan görevler, mevcut yan görevler, Hogwarts'ın tamam. Şunlar yan görev mi oluyor? Dersten sonra Weasley'i gör. Güney kanadı. Hogsmeade neydi? Hogsmeade. Şöyle yapalım.
Revelio.
Pardon. Atlayabilir miyim üzerinden? Aa şu. Yakın bir yere bulduk bakalım. Gidelim. Revelio duvarların arkasından bile yakındaki düşmanları, etkileşim öğeleri ve kapıları bilmem ne bilmem ne. Dersten sonra Profesör Weasley ile görüşeceğiz. Çok tatlısın Dick.
Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are.
Merhaba hocam.
I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near, what was it you said? Some ruins?
Ah, bu da ağzına laf almak
There's a
için.
good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me, isn't there?
Şöyle diyelim.
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Eksik olmayın hocam.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier.
Tamam.
We've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
Yani böyle gerçekten bir Ollivanders var mı? Büyü nedir? Bana iksir dükkanı hakkında başka ne söyleyebilirsiniz? Şunu bir
There's an
seçelim.
Ollivanders in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
Büyü nedir?
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
İksir dükkanı
Can you tell me
hakkında bir
more
şeyler
about the
öğrenelim.
potions shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
Gitmeye hazır.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
Niyeti olsun ya.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Victor Rookwood kim ki?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Profesör Ronan'e rapor ver.
Revelio.
Tamam. Size verilen tamamlandığında sizi görev türleridir. İlk görevini tamamlamanın ödülü, diğer görevi tamamlamak için gerekli olan onarım büyüsü. Pero. Oo, işte bu. İşte bu. Tamam. Evet dostlar, videoyu burada sonlandıralım. Yaklaşık 1 saatlik bir video oldu. Videoyu burada sonlandırıyoruz. Bir sonraki bölümde, 3. bölümde Profesör Ronan ve şehre gidip asamızı alacağız. Netty ile beraber. Evet, eğer videoyu beğendiyseniz beğen butonuna basmayı ve kanala abone olup destek olmayı da ihmal etmezseniz sevinirim. Bir sonraki videoda görüşürüz. Hoşça kalın dostlar.